So, Mr. Lindsay, in your presentation this morning, you made a point that we should change our business models within the pulp and paper industry to address more of a niche market, more of an end-user market, rather than the commodity market that we've traditionally been involved in. I would like you to elaborate somewhat on that.
Sure. I don't want to make it sound like a black and white issue. We cut down the whole of the tree, and we need to use all of the products, be as efficient as we can when we use the tree. So some of it will be for commodity products, whether it's on the lumber side or it's the development of paper and paperboard and writing papers. But then there's those new products that we're all chasing. And the niche market for a particular chemical or a particular fiber to go into plastic moldings in automobile parts, for example, requires us to talk to those customers about their specific needs as opposed to dumping a commodity into the marketplace. So we'll have commodity products, they're not going to disappear, but the niche products require a particular focus on what the customer needs and begin that dialogue early so that you're not creating something that there's no market for. So it's a dialogue with the customer.
And are these processes with other customers, with the niche market customers, are they going to take some time to develop? Or do you see that happening fairly quickly?
I think it will take some time. I read an article recently, the business transformation literature out there and the examples of changing your business processes is well documented. One article I read talked about PVC pipe, the plastic piping we see in our kitchens and in our homes today. That originally was invented back in the 1950s in the food industry. I think it was a pickling factory that first came up with, instead of copper pipes, the acid in pickle juice just corrodes pipes, so they created plastic piping. It took 20 years for the building construction industry to decide to start using plastic piping in building. And now you walk into any Home Depot or you look at any housing construction site, it's more plastic than anything else. So what's that comedian's joke? It took me 20 years to become an overnight success. And I think there's a little bit of that. We've got to have patience and recognize it's going to take time.
And I heard in presentations this morning that using lumber for construction of taller buildings was done many, many years ago, and maybe we have to rediscover that market, but also change the laws to allow it as well, too.
Yes, and we've had some good success. So the Taller Wood Buildings campaign has been underway for some time. Started in British Columbia. The government of Premier Campbell, I believe, was the first government to start changing the building code to encourage tall wood buildings. And we're not asking for a hand up or a special favor. We want to compete on a level playing field. Wood and concrete and steel are all required in construction. It's not an either or. And we believe that with the science and the sophistication of cross-laminated timber and the new processes we have, that we can compete and win. So changing the laws and changing the rules to allow for wood construction and let us compete.
And how do we stand right now within the Canadian pulp and paper industry for building up, the infrastructure, the knowledge, the cooperation, the government involvement, and the involvement of research organizations and the industry itself? How would you say we compare now to several years ago, like in 2008, when things weren't so good?
Yeah, excellent question. The thesis of my presentation earlier in the conference was that the building blocks, the pieces of the journey we're all embarking on. We're doing good stuff. I was trying to make a humorous comment by talking about your kids in the back seat of the car when you go on a trip. They keep asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? It takes time, but it's not that we don't have the roadmap. It's not that we don't have the will. It's not that we don't have the direction and the pieces and the smart people in this room. It's that we need to factor in the element of time. It'll take some time, but I'm very pleased. And if you looked at where we were in 2008 and where we are in 2015, we've come a long, long way, but we're not there yet.
And is FPAC's Vision 2020 still on track?
We've got a really good first biennial report every 2 years. We've committed to put out our report, so it's available on our website, and we are up on all metrics that we're tracking. So we've hired 8,000 employees in the toughest time. Remember, that's 2010 to 2012. We were still in the tough period. We hired 8,000 new employees. We've improved our environmental footprint, and we're growing our markets and our products. So it's moving in the right direction, not as fast as everybody would like, but it's going in the right direction, and we're committed to report every 2 years. Hold our own feet to the fire.
So the future looks bright.
Future does look bright. Yeah.